What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic. More your boy TJ Goodfella, and caught an interview with Errol Spence, the truth about Terence Crawford, and he says that basically he want to clean up his side of the street, but when he done with beating ass over at Showtime and PBC, said he gonna hop over to ESPN fight Terence Crawford. Now, why that's so important is the simple fact that he's willing to walk across enemy lines and go over to ESPN and fight Terence Crawford is because Bob Arum has said he's not sending his fighters over to HBO or to Showtime, that all the fights must happen on his terms on ESPN. And Errol Spence, being proactive, is willing to take his fate in his own hands and go over there and fight Terence Bud Crawford. Shows you that he's about that action. He's confident that he can win. He's not thinking about getting robbed or getting jobbed on the cards and nothing like that. He's willing and more than able to go over there and accommodate Terence Crawford and whoop him on his network. And that just shows you what type of, guy Errol Spence is. He's willing to go over there, and he's called that Terence Crawford, he called Lomachenko and Terence Crawford, some of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. So he's already getting to Bob Arum's favor right now. Does that mean he's going to sign a contract with Top Rank ESPN? I don't believe so. But he's willing to go over there and fight Terence Crawford. He knows that Bob Arum, he's aware that Bob Arum doesn't want to send Crawford to Showtime, and he's ready to accommodate them by going over there and whooping on Terence Crawford. Now, him saying this and this becoming a reality is two different things, but I believe that's a step in the right direction to be willing and able to go over there and accommodate Terence Crawford and go ahead and give him somebody to play with real quick. So, that's lining up right with Bob Arum wants. Now, when they put it on the ESPN Plus app or the regular ESPN app, I doubt either one is going to be the format. They're going to try to push this as a pay-per-view. Bob Arum been saying this for a long time. And, Errol Spence got to handle business first. He got to beat on Danny Garcia and potentially beat on Keith Thurman and get that WBC title. And then he want to run it over to Terence Crawford, which is like a Wilder Anthony Joshua situation where this guy, in this scenario, Errol Spence will have 3 belts to Terence Crawford 1. And this is how thorough and how trio Errol is. With 3 belts, he's still willing to go over there. Hypothetically, having 3 belts, he's still willing to go over there and beat the piss out of Terence Crawford. Taking his 3 belts over there when he should be having the 3 belts and making Terence Crawford come over to Showtime. But he know the importance of becoming undisputed. He said he wants to become undisputed at 147 and 154. And he ain't got time to waste with Bob Arum. So he already know going over to Top Rank, he aiming for a knockout. I mean, you bringing 3 belts over there, dealing with the shiesty-ass Bob father, he already want to go over there and get a knockout. He already envisioned himself knocking out Terence Crawford. And we'll see this Saturday, man, because if Crawford looks shaky, next Saturday, if he looks shaky versus Jeff Horn, they going to hold him away from Earl for a minute, man. But really, it don't really matter because the way Bob Arum treats him like a stepchild, why would Bob Arum care about this guy? He's putting him on the ESPN Plus app and he's treating him like an attic kid or a basement child. So he might just sacrifice Terence Crawford. I don't know if they have a beef or whatever, or do they have a good relationship. I don't know, because behind closed doors, Crawford could be going in on Bob Arum and Top Rank and Tyler LaBeouf and all those guys about not getting a notoriety. He made it known on Twitter last year about the Julian Sandago fight how they was promoting Vasily Lomachenko fight all for a whole week and then start promoting this fight until Friday. He voices his pleasure with ESPN, and since then ESPN is accommodating him while going to the college football championship, being on the All-Star, the little celebrity All-Star game. So they trying to make Terence Crawford feel good. He feel like he was a stepchild. So we'll see when they start running this Crawford Horn shit on ESPN. I'm not sure. I haven't been really watching, been working, so I don't know if they started running promos yet, but my guess is probably no. And so he's been voicing his displeasure with the situation, but at the end of the day, he signed a contract, he getting paid, so I don't really have no hurt feelings for the guy. But Earl is willing and able to go over there and whoop him, and he knows he got to go over there to get that belt. And it'd be interesting. You got some people that think Crawford would beat Errol Spence because he moves around, he boxes well, and this and that. You got people saying that Earl will beat Terence because he a real 147 pounder. Next Saturday, Crawford and Me So Horny is gonna really reveal a lot about Terence Bud Crawford. And what type of fighter, what type of chances he gonna have at 147 versus guys like Errol the Truth Spence and other welterweights. But it'll get interesting. I'm happy that Errol Spence understands the politics and understand his positioning in this boxing thing. A lot of guys, they scared to really go proactive and scared to go over to the other side. Like Anthony Joshua was scared to come to America and fight Wilder. Errol Spence has shown that he's willing and able and proactive into going overseas, whooping motherfuckers' asses to get a belt, and to go over and jump networks and whoop on Terence Crawford potentially whoop on Terence Crawford and get a belt. So, even if you don't like Errol Spence, you got to respect that he's willing and able to jump over in networks and fight Terence Crawford on his home network and take that belt and become the undisputed champion. If his scenario plays out where he cleans up, his side of the street, as he says. So I'm going to link that interview in the description so you know this trail. First couple minutes, he talk about he willing to jump over to Top Rank and handle his business partner versus Terence Bud Crawford. So, it'd be interesting, man. But if Crawford looks shaky versus Horn or don't like he ready, don't count on that. But that's a long way down the road because obviously Errol Spence got to get the winner, Danny and Sean, and then eventually, either Keith Thurman gonna be stripped of the WBA or however that's gonna play out. He got to get that belt as well too. So it's a process. And Crawford had time. He probably gonna after Jeff meets so horny. If Crawford get past him, if ain't gonna be no rematch, I think Crawford gonna take on Jose Benavidez. That's who on his undercard with Jose Pedraza as well in 2 separate bouts. So I think that's what it is, man. It's TBC and more. It's the boxing clinic, man. And once the boxing slow down a little bit more, we're gonna get into some other content. But it's a lot of boxing going around with media days for Errol Spence and Terence Bud Crawford. I mean, not Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo. So got some more videos coming. It's TBC and more. Y'all know what it is. We gone.